Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me for my Facebook Live today. It's Tuesday afternoon and we have a little bit more brightness than we did yesterday, and I'm delighted to share with you a new to me stamp set called Grace's Garden for our project today. Now I hesitated to buy this stamp set to start with because I wasn't sure that I was going to do it justice, but I have seen so many lovely designs, both with the stamp set on its own but also with the matching dies, which has an archway and a beautiful set of gates which you can cut out. Hi Katie, hi Lynn. So I treated myself and it literally arrived in my box this afternoon, and I thought, well, what better excuse than to use it for my Coffee and Card Facebook Live. And this is exactly the type of card we would make at Coffee and Card if we were still meeting in person. So let me introduce you to the stamp set. It's a photopolymer stamp set, so it's a clear stamp, which makes it nice and easy for positioning on your card. It features 12 stamps altogether. We have 4 sentiments. I thank you for all the kindness in yours with all my heart. Hello, and of all the blossoms in life's garden, friendship is the most fragrant. In addition to that, obviously we have the gates and a small amount of fence that you can use to build up further fences. We have the cutest little cat and bird. We have 4 floral images. So these roses here can climb up the side. It's designed very much to go on the die cut fence. And then 3 ground images. So for my card today, I'm just going to keep it straightforward and simple. I literally whizzed this up a few minutes before coming live. So we're going to use our note card and envelopes. So these are a nice size, especially for beginners to start with. And I'm just going to stamp the flowers across the bottom. And these I've coloured in with our blends pens. Because it's such a scribble type design, watercolour, scribbly, that's my best description. They're very easy to colour in. You know, you can miss bits and pieces and it really won't show. And I have already just stamped the envelope. I haven't coloured it in yet, but I've just stamped it. So I'm going to recreate that, but I think I'll change the colours to yellow. That's one of my favourite colours. Let me bring in a piece of grid paper because I'm going to go off the edge. So all I'm going to use for this are these 3 images here and a sentiment. So I've got all of these here, and I'm going to use a piece of card that is 3 inches by 4.5, and that is perfect for our note card size. Let me just move this one here to the side and move the stamp set out of the way. So let me just catch up with people that have joined. Thank you. So I've said hi to Lynn and Katie. Oh, perfect. Babsy, Wendy, nice to see you. Jeanette, Babsy, Barbara and Molly. Babsy, it might have been some of your designs that I saw actually for this set that inspired me to get it. So we have this first design, which is almost with its hollyhocks. It could be sort of well, it could be lots of different English country garden flowers. So what I'm going to do is ink this one up. Just turn this one that way around. So of course I'm using early espresso, and I'm going to start by stamping this off on the left hand side of my card, like so, but just across on the bottom. Hopefully you can see that okay. I'm going to add another one, but just a little bit further down. So I'm not doing any very clever masking today. I'm literally just going to do some stamping and some basic colouring in. Okay, so we get a different height for those flowers there. And then let's add some of these. Actually, what I'm going to do is put this on the right hand side as well. Up here. So I want them going off the page just to make them look a little bit more interesting, rather than trying to fit them all exactly onto my piece of card. So let's add this one here in, and because you can see through, I can position that right up next to my other plants. Doesn't matter that they're not in line, because I'm just going to draw some sort of ground across the bottom, as you see I've done here. So it doesn't matter that this is actually just the tip of the flowers. And I think I'll do another one of these, like so. And then we've got this cute little set of small flowers. If I just stamp it so you can see it, this is perfect for little shading in at the bottom, or if you've got like a tree scene or something and you wanted just a little bit of ground interest, you could stamp this along the bottom of that section if you wanted to. Now this is slightly bigger than I want on there, and I don't really want to overlay it, so what I'm going to do is just clean that off. I haven't got my, oh, I've got a very almost dry chamois leather here. Chamois, not a leather. So what I'm going to do for this one is just ink up this right hand section of my stamp. So if I cover that up, just this right hand side. So all I'm going to do is just take it to the ink pad and just ink up the right hand side. Now you can do this in various ways. You could also cover this area with a post-it note, or you could ink up the whole thing and then wipe the section off. I just want that right hand bit because I want to fit that really just in here. Actually, I could afford a little bit more. You could also use our Stamp and Write markers if you wanted to just colour in that part of the flower. So there's my scene. So although I was talking you through it, you could just literally work left to right rather than come to the middle and finish a little bit. Okay, so that would make it easier if you're a beginner crafter. And this one I'm going to do yellow and blue. Oh, that's okay, Babsy. I'm sure it's yours that I saw that made me think, actually I want to, now I need to get that. I have to say, I haven't got the dies yet. I just bought the stamp set. And although when you buy the stamps and the dies as a bundle, you do get it at a discount. Sometimes what I will do is get one or the other first, and then if I feel I'm going to get more use out of it, which inevitably happens, then I will buy the other part. But you can do it whichever way suits you. So I'm going to do these. This is Light Mango Melody, and I'm just using our blends pens, to be honest, because it's a small area. You could use our Stamp and Write markers as well, because it's just a small area that you're colouring in, and you don't really have to be too accurate. You know, some of these areas are too small, so I'm just dotting it with my pen, as you can see. So nice and straightforward. Okay, let's do these ones. I'm using the fine tip of the pen rather than the brush tip, just because on this size of flower it gives me more control. What I do have to show you when I've done this are the cards for this month's Class in a Box. So if you'd like to see those, then I will show them to you after. There we go. So I'm going to leave those yellow. Going to add in a little bit of green. So this is like granny apple green, but you could use any green of choice. Some of these, it's quite difficult to see what are leaves and what are flowers. So all I'm going to do is just scribble some of this area. A, to ground it, and B, just to fill in if I've got any gaps, like so. So as you can see, this is not a technical colouring in design. It's a literally scribble and colour, which is, as you know, if you've been watching me before, is exactly as I like it. I'm very much a simple crafter. I take my hat off to my many talented demonstrators, both in my team and worldwide, who come up with all sorts of wonderful ideas. So again, just fill in a few bits here and there with a bit of green, literally just dotting it where I think they are leaves. A nice thing is, nobody's really going to know unless you look at it in detail what is and what isn't a leaf. Okay, let's add a little bit of blue. So this is Dark Pool Party, which I'm going to do for these little, I mean they're almost, I don't really know what flowers they're like. I would say they're almost daffodil shaped, but they're not really. I'll make that one a flower. Obviously you can do these any colour you wish. I'm going to do a little bit of greenery there, maybe a little bit of blue in here. So as you can see, very quick to create that. It's 3:15, so a quarter of an hour in, and I've done, I know I've been talking through it a little bit, done an introduction. This would be very easy to do a long line and then cut it up for cards if you wanted to, or just do individual card scenes. It's very cute. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is going to step this up and use more elements from the set. I definitely have to introduce the little kitten and obviously use the gate as well. Okay, so all that remains for me is to add a sentiment and layer this up. So I used this one here earlier, of all the blossoms in life's garden, friendship is the most fragrant. Let's take this one, just pop it on the clean side of the paper. Now I've got 2 layers of colours, I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. So I have Daffodil to Light to go with the yellow flowers, and I have green to go with the leaves. So I'm not quite sure which one to use. Do you have any preferences, I wonder? So I'm not quite sure who If I Alicia is, but you're welcome to join my page. I don't appreciate hopping on and commenting to my viewers though, so please don't carry on with that. Okay, so let us add a sentiment to this one. I think I'm going to do a different one. I think I'm going to do With All My Heart. I wonder if I might add a thank you to that. So thank you with all my heart. Let me grab a new thank you set. Or something else. Let's have a look here. Yes, Daffodil Delight is always nice actually, isn't it? Always, no. Actually, I'm going to change my sentiments slightly, because I'm going to do Let's Cheer You Up. Because I was speaking to my mum this morning and she wasn't in a very good place today. Which was sad because I'd had such a good time with her at the weekend. So I'm going to add Let's Cheer You Up on there so that I can pop that in the post to her this afternoon. I know it's a little bit small, but sometimes you just need that right sentiment, don't you? So Let's Cheer You Up it is. Okay, let's pop that and move that out of the way so it doesn't move, like so. There we go. Voila. Now I was thinking of adding the little bird, but the little bird needs to be standing on something, so so let me know, what do you think? Daffodil Delight or Granny Apple Green for my base layer? Thank you, Jeanette. Okay. So, any thoughts on the colours, ladies? Lynn loves Daffodil Delight. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Molly. So she likes yeah, I don't know. I think Daffodil Delight. I think that picks out the yellow because it is quite pale. So let me pop this down. So I'm just going to use my seal for this, add that on. There we go. There we are. And then that's going to go onto our note card. And I will stamp the envelope and the inside as well. And then the nice thing is I can get that in the post. We're very lucky here. Our last post goes at 6:30 in the evening. Oh, don't know what that is on there. Let me swap this one over. So I'm going to pop that onto there. I might add a little bit of bling as well. There we go. So make sure that's the right way around. Pop that onto there. I do need to put my bone folder on that to get a really nice crisp score. So there's that. Let's add something on the inside. I wonder if I might do the roses down. No, I'm not going to do the roses down either side. I'm going to put this one on the edge because it's a nice sort of shape for that right hand edge, isn't it? So that's what I will do, like so, and have it just coming off the edge. There we go. And I will do the envelope as well. And I can set that off and she'll get that in the morning and hopefully she'll be fine tomorrow. Just going to do that one here as well because it fits really nicely on that right hand side. There we go. Let's cover that one up and let's see what colour did I do that. So I did that in the blue, so I'm going to leave it black clear on the inside but just colour in the envelope because these are like permanent markers. These won't run, the colours won't run. So again, just my favourite scribble colouring in. So I hope everybody else has nicer weather like we do today. It has been raining on and off, but nothing like it was the last few days for sure. Let's add a little bit of green. Just across the bottom like that. If you're worried about it going through, you could add a piece of card on the inside while you're colouring, but if you're not saturating it, it won't go through. But if you're doing a lot of detailed colouring in, then you might find it seeps through onto the back. Okay, so there is my design for this afternoon, all ready for my mum. This was the one I did just before coming on live. Okay, so I will add some colour to this one as well, and this was done with light Rococo Rose. Okay, so would you like to see in person the cards for my class in a box for this month? Let me just make sure that everybody's still there. Barbara says Granny. Katie said daffodil. Hey ho. Okay, let me clear these away and then I can show you this month's class in a box. So for anybody who hasn't come across that as yet, it's basically replacing what would have been my in-person classes each month that I was running in Brackley and Milton Keynes, but because of the COVID shutdown, unable to do that at the moment. So what I've done is I've created a class literally in a box that comes to you through the post, and it has everything you need apart from the stamps for the sentiments to make the cards that I'm going to show you. You can buy the sentiments, the stamps, the dies and any other bits and pieces. That's an optional extra. So, oh, Lynn says yes please, jolly good. So, this month I have two options. So the first one is the all occasion option. So this is the first one of those cards. It features these lovely gold rings, if you can see that. So you'll get 2 gold rings in the pack. It will include these dies and the background embossed images, embossed card and the layer. So basically everything on there is provided. The only thing you don't have is the glue and the sentiment. Now I haven't actually put a sentiment on there because I just like it absolutely plain. You also get the ribbon. So this can actually be removed and hung as a decoration if you want it to. You'll see on the Christmas ones, I've done those as a Christmas decoration you could use for your tree. So that's card number 1. These aren't in any particular order. This is card number 2. So the stamp set and dies that we're using come from the Arrange a Wreath set and the Wreath Builder dies. So if you bought the die set, you'd be able to create all of these dies. These flowers are adorable. I just love the shape of them. So this one has got a blue background, and again this is all included, and all your flowers are included. What's not included will be this sentiment here, but most people will have other sentiments that you can use. That is actually part of the set. So this one is 2 layers of a wreath and flowers just on top, and this is Seaside Spray behind. One of the options for the set when you buy it is that it comes with all these different things inside. So as you'll see, it comes with Easter eggs, hearts, poinsettias, flowers, pears for the partridge in a pear tree. So this one is perfect for a Valentine's Day. The die cut will cut this out as well, but this is included in your pack. And this, I know you can't really see it, but this is our red velvet paper. So it feels just like velvet. And these are the gold wreaths behind. So each pack will do 8 cards. So I have 4 designs and you can do 2 of each. Here's a fun Easter card using, this is the same die cut here. Happy Easter is in with the set, and I've stamped and cut these out, but in your class in a box you will get gold and possibly silver eggs, so you won't be able to stamp them, but you will have them die cut for you. This one here is just a variation of this one, and I've turned the poinsettias into a little sort of sunflower type designs. You could double up on these to make them more sunflowerish, and you do get this panel here, but not the sentiment itself. So you'll get all of these coordinating parts in different colours, gold, silver and different colours of green. So that's the all occasion set. As I say, there'll be enough for 8 cards, as I've done here. Obviously you can do entirely your own thing. You don't have to follow my guidelines. So that's the all occasion set. Hopefully if I leave it there you'll be able to see it. Oh, hi Christine. Haven't seen you for ages. Lovely to have you join us. So that's the all occasion one. Let me show you the Christmas ones. It's amazing how different they look from the same set. So this one I have actually gold embossed the sentiments, but you will get the gold and the green wreaths. You'll get the red velvet poinsettias and also the yellow circles that go behind them. Those are all in the die set. if you would like it. Here is the partridge in a pear tree. Well, my variation. It's a partridge in a pear wreath, really. So I'm unable to give you stamped images, so I can't provide you with the partridge, but I can cut out gold pears. Okay, so you could have pears in a wreath. And I've stamped the partridge in the background, but in each of the packs you'll get a set of papers. So in the Christmas ones you'll get Christmas papers, and in the all occasion ones you'll get a variety of our Brights papers. So any of these backgrounds can be substituted with the papers. So there's another one for Christmas. And then here we have the gold ring again. So all of these cards have individual videos. So when you buy my class in a box, which for the basic class is £20, you will have access to videos for each of these cards. Okay, so as you can see, this is very similar to this one, but just using the poinsettias instead of the die cut flowers. And you will get all of these layers as well. And then finally another Christmas design, which is cutting up the wreath to make some little boughs. I've added the red velvet dots and some red rhinestones, and you'll get all of those as part of your class in a box. So this is the Christmas set, this is the all occasion set, so you can order either one at £20, or if you want to order both it's £35, because basically they're going in one box, will come to you. So I hope you like what I've done with the set. It's Arrange a Wreath is the stamp set that we're using, and the Wreath Builder dies. All of the information is on my Facebook page, so if you scout back through, perhaps put a topic on called Class in a Box, you'll be able to locate it. And all the details of the pricing, including the deluxe version, which is £95, which includes both sets of products for this. It includes the dies and the stamps, and a set each of the rhinestones, and an extra pack of gold rings. So I think these gold rings are fabulous. They're quite light, they are metal, but they are quite light and not too thick. So perfect for Christmas decoration, so you can literally just take this off. Can't remember what I attached it with now. Just a glue dot, I think. She says, I hope. Oh, it's well stuck. Plus I won't put it off. But you can just have them attached by glue dots and then remove them and hang them on your tree. You could use them as napkin rings as well, with the design on the side of it. So I hope that's been useful for you this afternoon. Thank you for watching my earlier demonstration. This is this month's Class in a Box. Booking for this one closes on Sunday of this week. So if you are interested in that, just comment or leave me a message, and I'll see what I can do to help you. So thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I hope that you are all safe and well. I hope that you continue to stay dry, look after each other and yourselves, and keep safe and keep crafting. I'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, at 7 p.m. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye bye.